This is All India Radio. In the program Money Talk, now we bring you a discussion on G20 Digital Economy Working Group Meeting, Opportunities and Challenges of Digital Economy. The participants are A.K. Bhattacharya, Economic Analyst, and Rajesh Laikh, AIR Correspondent.
Mr. Bhattacharya, would you tell us about the first Digital Economy Working Group meeting under India's G20 presidency, which kick-started in Lucknow?
It's a very important aspect and stage of India's G20 presidency. You will recall that when India took charge of the G20 presidency a couple of months ago, it was expected that India will play to its strengths. And one of its strengths is undoubtedly India's recently acquired prowess in the digital payments and digital scheme of things, the digital space, so to say. And this meeting of the DEWG, which was earlier called DETF, it's called the Digital Economy Working Group, will be working on the digital schemes, the digital projects, and how to make the digital economy more inclusive, how to make sure that you implement a digital ecosystem that is not only secure, but is also enhancing interconnectedness in our world. Now, this meeting is significantly being attended not just by the G20 members, but also a group of very important developing and developed countries. For example, Bangladesh is going to take part in it, Egypt, Mauritius, the Netherlands, Oman, Nigeria, Singapore, Spain, and the UAE. Now, essentially, this will push the agenda on the digital economy and will try to examine what needs to be done, what steps need to be taken in the Global Committee of Nations on three broad parameters. One is how to create stronger, more widespread digital public infrastructure. That is one leg. The second leg is how to ensure that the digital economy that is on the rise is secure, and therefore cyber security is going to be a major aspect that will be looked into by this group. And the third is how to make sure that the advantages and the opportunities of the digital world are fully exploited by both the developed and emerging economies by enhancing digital skilling among the member countries.
Okay, we'll discuss these in detail as we go along. You were very right in saying that DEWG originally was called DETF, and it was part of the German G20 presidency. Now, the global digital economy is estimated to be worth $11 trillion, and it is expected to be 23 trillion by 2025. And the DEWG plays a critical role in shaping global policy discourse in the digital space. Would you elaborate on this aspect?
As you would know, that India's digital ecosystem has been growing by leaps and bounds. If you look at just the digital payment system, which is a very important part of the digital economy in India, in 2017-18, the annual transactions were around 8 billion transactions. In 2021-22, they have already crossed 20 billion transactions. Now, the value terms is crossed around 2,300 lakh crore of transactions. So, in India, the financial payment stack has really reached a level with the help of the Bhim UPI, the NEFT, the various payment interfaces that are being encouraged. Also, with the launch of the Gift City, the entire digital payment system has got a big boost, and India is one of the few countries that have taken the lead in ensuring that the digital payment ecosystem gets a further boost. That is only one part of the overall digital economy. I'll just take one more point,
Sure.
which is that apart from the digital payments ecosystem, there is a lot that needs to be looked at in terms of digital governance and digital delivery of government schemes. So these are also important areas where India has made a lot of progress. And therefore, in this DWG forum, the expectation is that the G20 members and other those invited countries will be able to discuss and debate what more policy supports that need to be created to enhance the world's march towards a better and more inclusive and more secure digital economy.
Okay, very well elucidated. Also, during the DEWG meeting, a range of exciting workshops, discussions and experiences, including side events on themes that complement the overall DEWG agenda has taken place, and which you have touched upon them. But there were 4 workshops that were crucial in this meeting. One focused on digital public infrastructure, which is sharing implementation experiences of digital identity in various countries. Would you elaborate on this, please?
This is a very important leg of this initiative, the 3-day meeting that began yesterday. As you would know that India's spread and adoption of the digital identity scheme has been talked about in global forums in the various countries. The spread of the Aadhaar identity system, through which various public programs are being delivered with relatively less leakage. Now that is a scheme that needs to spread even more, and the benefits of that digital identity scheme needs to be embraced and taken advantage of other G20 member countries. There are some developed countries, including G20 countries, they've used a very advanced digital identity system. They used it not just in delivery of programs, but also in as simple a thing as entering airports. Now, as you know, India is also embracing that digital identity scheme by which the need for a physical identity card will get reduced. Now, that's the first part of the important objective in that workshop. Now, remember that this digital identity scheme can get a leg up only if there is an underlying strong, resilient and vibrant infrastructure which are publicly accessible and publicly available. Now, this workshop will discuss and debate what kind of financial and policy support that are needed or refined to make sure that the available public infrastructure gets stronger and more vibrant and able to take on the challenges of implementing digital identity schemes across these countries. I would say that this is closely linked to cyber security issues, but cyber security issues will be covered in a second workshop, another workshop. But this workshop on digital public infrastructure will mainly be focusing on how to make digital identity more acceptable and more widespread and more beneficial for the people.
So you mentioned about the cyber security solutions. Now the countries will share with each other, because this is extremely important from each country's point of view, that they have cooperation in this field. What do you have to say?
The spirit of G20 is all about cooperation and enterprise. What has already happened is the experiences of different countries will be shared at this forum. And India's Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology is taking a lead in this initiative. And even Uttar Pradesh, where these workshops are being held, has also taken a big lead. And as a matter of fact, a key presentation or a key discussion in these workshops will be on what kind of digital initiatives has the Uttar Pradesh undertaken, and so that the lessons and corrective steps and what needs to be done and what needs to be avoided are learned and discussed and debated in an open forum by all G20 member countries. Okay. So it is not a question of just strengthening digital identity and public infrastructure, but also making sure that the UP's model can be discussed and debated, whether in what way they can be replicated or fine-tuned or modified.
Another crucial discussion that is taken on the digital public infrastructure to boost the attainment of sustainable development goals. Now that is very crucial.
Absolutely. This fits in very well with the oncoming COP28 meeting. And of course, as you know, that India's commitment to the environment, sustainability and climate change mitigation programs has been hailed by the global leaders. So India's net zero emission target of 2070 is to be reached. Now, the role the digital economy can play in ensuring the sustainable development of the economy is not often adequately recognized. And I think this workshop will probably underline once again that digital public infrastructure can actually also help in ensuring the economic development goals become more sustainable and eco-friendly. As you would know that if you have a strong digital public infrastructure, if you have a strong digital identity system in place, then very simply put, the use of paper, the use of physical documents are obviated. And as you would know that fewer the number of papers that you use, millions and billions of people, if they don't use physical paper for ensuring their identity or proving their identity, it definitely contributes to a more sustainable ecosystem because you are using less number of papers and therefore less number of trees are being felled. So I think it's a very simple, a very, very basic example, but this is just to explain to you why digital public infrastructure, a vibrant infrastructure at that, can help us attain sustainable development goals.
Absolutely. Apart from sustainable development goal, the use of spatial technologies for infrastructure and product development in the digital economy is also being discussed in the workshop. So would you let us know the importance of these technologies?
Well, as you would know that the world, science and technology and innovation, they have moved ahead, and the use of technologies that use not only the resources and assets that are available in this around us in the earth, but also in our space. And these technologies take full advantage, digital technologies, advantage of both geospatial technologies, which is, for example, if you want to manage, say, traffic movement or traffic management goals, you can use satellite technologies to enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of traffic management. Now, that is also part of the digital economy, that is also part of the digital development. Now, the use of such geospatial technologies will be a subject matter of one of the workshops, and we'll see what new recommendations this workshop comes up with so that there is greater adoption of such technologies to boost infrastructure and product development in the digital economy.
So, EKB, to cap it up, the Digital Economy Workshop Group meetings during India's presidency will endeavor to work towards the vision of digital transformation and the global digital economy as a means of fostering innovation and delivering public services in a secure cyber environment through a digitally skilled workforce. Thank you so much for your views, EKB.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on G20 Digital Economy Working Group Meeting, Opportunities and Challenges of Digital Economy. The participants were A.K. Bhattacharya, Economic Analyst, and Rajesh, Laikh, AIR Correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsdtalks@gmail.com.